Hello all, how you doing? Welcome to MMSC 491, Summer 23. Boy, time flies. This is my name, Dr. Let's see if you can figure out the pronunciation based on the picture. Yes, Dr. Boney. A lot of students call me Dr. B. This is a course video. It's about 6-7 minutes long to show you everything you need to know about how to do well in this course. When you get into the course, it should look like this, and I'm going to show you how it's organized. So basically from the very beginning here, you'll see we just kind of go down the list. There will be a course orientation video here, which obviously you're watching right now. So the very first thing you have to do is go ahead and hit the course procedural acknowledgement page. Go ahead and read that, sign it, and then post it. There's an assignment for that. That's just basically like you're not going to cheat, all that kind of stuff. Second thing you want to do is, before we start the syllabus or any of that, is go over here and register for Edpuzzle. So since this is an online course, I have a series of short animated lectures that are interactive, where a lot of them you can pick answers. It gives you feedback immediately. It's free. And so the first thing you're going to do is click here. And then when you click there, it's going to look like this. It's going to say Edpuzzle. And what you're going to do is you're going to go way up here and you're going to hit sign up. And basically, again, I don't know why, don't click here. Just hit sign up with Edpuzzle. And basically, there you go. It's my class. You're going to put your name, create a username and password, and join the class, and you're done. So you don't have to go to Edpuzzle anymore. I have it connected directly to Canvas. So once you've actually registered for it, you can kind of X out of it and go back to here. And I'm going to show you in a little bit kind of what that actually did by you registering. All right, so now that you have that figured out, let's hit the syllabus, and then we'll go back to the organization of the course. And so here is the summer syllabus. And let's open that up so we can take a look and see what we see. There we go. You can read over all this, of course. Objectives, you can read over all that. Stuff that you care about are 3 things. Number 1 is how you're graded. So this is your grading scale and how everything is graded. And then here are the denominations for A, B, C, D, F. This is really important. This is your schedule. And because you are squeezing 15 weeks of work into basically a month or a month and a half, you're going to have a lot of work to do. So this is when everything is due. So you can see week 1 starting today, 6/5. Your responsibility is chapter 1 from the book, and I'll talk about that. And then you owe me discussion 1 and quiz 1 in the course procedural form, all due by 6/11/23, and that structure goes every week all the way down the line. And you can see when your exams are, so all the dates are here. Speaking of your exams, if you have not yet gotten notified by the testing center, you will. All of your exams happen through like a U-proctoring thing, where they either do it remotely, or basically if you're in Newark, it's at the testing center. Do not email me with any testing questions about where you take the exam. Email the testing center. They handle all of it. They actually have access to my course, so they're the ones that handle everything about the test. Your job is to contact me about anything dealing with the quality or the content of the test. Cool. So there is your schedule, and then finally you have a case study. So the 1 week that's going to be a little busy, and I'm giving you basically a month and a half notice. This week's pretty busy. You have 2 assignments that week, and that's the way we have to do it in order to get finished the course. So how should you maneuver the course? My suggestion is, if you go here to home and just kind of go down the list. So here is everything for chapter 1. And what you'll see when you click on chapter 1, for example, is there is a discussion post, obviously. And then from that point, if I keep going down the list, there's going to be a what's called an Edpuzzle. And you're like, oh, that's weird. So what this is, and you've already registered, and if I hit get started on this, it's going to have a video, and you'll notice here that there's my name. Well, when you registered for Edpuzzle, you should see your name right here. And it's basically a 4.5 minute video. And a lot of these ed puzzles are very fundamental. So if we're here talking a little bit about DNA in chapter 1, I need to make sure that you understand the structure of DNA before we start talking about fairly in-depth aspects of it. So I can click on it. Here it is. It looks like a regular YouTube video, but if you see at the bottom, there's little tick marks. These are either comments I made or embedded questions that are answered immediately. You, of course, can full screen this, and you can look at it that way. Either one is perfectly fine. This is not graded. So let me tell you, the ed puzzles are not graded. This is like if I was sitting in front of you in a lecture hall, this is kind of what I'd be doing. I still suggest you watch them though. So if I move on to the next thing, I have another ed puzzle, and I move down the line, and so these are all of the, and then I get to 1.1, and now there's a much more in-depth audio recorded PowerPoint. So if I go back here, you're going to see that there's a lot of resources to help you as far as the content itself, all the way down chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Here's the exam study guide. This tells you exactly what it's all about. I cannot stress to you enough that this is the content of the exam. You want to know what's on the exam? It's the bold-faced words. You need to know as much as you can about those bold-faced words. All of the stuff under it, these are questions that can help you to actually tackle what these things mean. So you have a lot of support in this class. So that is what you follow week by week. Now, let me talk about the textbook. Don't take my word for it. Ask any student who's taken this course. This course is basically organized for the following. This is a view of the course that you can't see. This is the teacher version, so this will all be open to you by the end of the course. But this course is designed mostly for students who are pre-PA, pre-med school, medicine, MEDT, things like that. And so basically it's designed to get you used to the type of thing that you might get in grad school or med school or PA school or etc. And so those types of schools really start off with weed out courses where you do not get a lot of resources up front. It's very common in med school or PA school to have a class, and you have a schedule, and your class, your grade for the course is 3 tests, and it's a month from now, and it's 10 chapters, and then you show up to the test, and that's it. And there's no study guide, there's no lectures, there's no nothing. You need to use the textbook. This course is designed to prepare you for that. You must read this book. There are some seriously specific questions that are on some of these exams, and there's quizzes to help. I'll talk about them. So what happens as you go along is we are weaning you off of all of the resources that we give you in the beginning. In the beginning, you have a lot of ed puzzles, a lot of recorded lectures for the whole first exam. And the second exam, we have less. You'll notice there's less of these. There's not as much of these till we get to the point where literally you get to chapter 7 and you have a PowerPoint that is just for the whole chapter, not each section. And then as we go down, you'll notice there's less and less and less. There's a chapter now or a lecture on chapter 9 and not on every single section of chapter 9. And then we get down to PBL, and a lot of this is problem-based learning assignments, where down here there's almost 0 ed puzzles and or online lectures. This is on purpose. This is to get you used to using the textbook. All the stuff that you see here is fundamental information to help you to understand what you're doing before you read the textbook. So I think I've beaten the dead horse enough with the importance of your textbook. So that's basically how this is organized. So the very last part of the course, the couple things that you need every week. Here's your list of assignments. Everything is corrected with when it's due. You just click on them and do it. And here are the discussions, and they're all set. I will make an effort every week to comment on discussions. I can guarantee you, because I have a lot of sections of these, that I will not be able to comment on your discussion every single week, but you will hear from me on discussions. So hopefully that gave you an overview of what you're doing. And again, as a quick review, my total suggestion in order would be this. Go ahead and watch all these first, then read chapter 1 in the book. Read the book after you've done the work here. This is basically assuming that you know nothing about the topics. It refreshes you on the topics, and then you read the book. watch all these, learn all these, do all these, and then read chapter 2. So, what's my job? To just sit back and relax and go to the beach all summer? I wish. It's not that. My job is to be here when you need me. If you want to Zoom, if you have a question about content, that's my job. So you can use me as little or as much as you want. If you're like, dude, I got this, I can do this all by myself, great. I'll never hear from you, and that's fine. Or you may be like Dr. B, I was reading chapter 2 and I really don't understand the section on RNA splicing, specifically the whole donor site. Great, let's set up a Zoom and I'll go ahead and help you out with that. So that is my role. So on that note, we're officially open, and I look forward to you guys having a great time in this course.